The W versus the V in English. Up until about the 10th century, the letter V did not exist in pronunciation. Marble sculpturers used to use a V instead of a U because the U made the marble crack. Eventually, the use of two V's became standard as the double U. They used two U's that they called V's, and it became the W in the modern alphabet. What I'm trying to say is that the two are interchangeable. One is paleo and the other one is modern. I use the old sound, wa, instead of va, because that is the sound that our Lord Jesus and all the other ancients would have heard and used in their day. Everyone has a personal name. God has one. Do you know what it is? You can find it easily in the original Hebrew of the Old Testament Bible. Our God's name has become corrupted by erroneous translations, traditions, and just plain stupidity. It is unfortunate that today many people believe his name is God or Lord. These are merely titles. How stupid can Christians be believing that a title has become somehow the name of our God? Why don't our religious leaders correct this major Christian flaw? It's reprehensible. Do we think that the personal name of our God is irrelevant or unimportant? Of course not. It is relevant if for no other reason than that the title of God is given to any made-up deity deemed worthy by men for divine worship. Our God is no ordinary deity. He is not a God made of wood, stone, or metal, like the others. He is alive. There were many such gods in the ancient past, and they all had personal names. To list a few in alphabetical order, there was An, Baal, Sybil, Dagon, Enki, Fortuna, Gaia, Hades, Ishtar, Janus, Khafre, Luna, Marduk, Nemesis, Osiris, Pan, Quetzalcoatl, Ra, Seti, Thoth, Uta, Vulcan, Zippe, Yam, even Zeus. Where are they now? Did they all die out or just fade away with time? If the names of ancient pagan gods are still well known to us, why is it that almost no one seems to know the personal name of our Christian God? It's in the Bible, and it appears over 7,000 times. This is many more times than any other name's appearance in the entire Bible. It appears in the form of English consonants without the use of vowels. When the Bible was written, Hebrew priests believed the personal name of our God was so sacred it was not to be pronounced out loud. So they substituted the names Lord or YHWH or YHWH. In Hebrew, YHWH appears as YHWH. In Greek, it is called the four letters or the tetragrammaton, which means the four letters that stand in for the name Yahuwah. The first time our God revealed his personal name was to Moses before sending him to meet with the Pharaoh of Egypt. The name given to Moses was Yahuwah. Remember, the Hebrews spent 430 years as slaves in Egypt. Most of them had forgotten our God and had begun to worship the gods of Egypt. Egypt had 10 major gods. That is the reason our God vexed them with 10 major plagues. I'll bet you didn't know that. Later, God also revealed his personal name to the entire nation of Israel. By speaking himself, God spoke from the Mount of Sinai. He personally spoke to the entire tribes of Israel and told them, I am Yahuwah, your God. Yahuwah is our God's personal name. The oldest archaeological evidence for the pronunciation of our God's true name was oddly enough found in an Egyptian hieroglyph. These archaeological sculptures are from the time of Amenhotep III, circa 1382 to 1344 BC. One last thing. Did you know that the true name of our God is indelibly written in code in one of the first 5 books of the Bible? The books of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, or as the Jews call them, the Torah. To find the name of our God, one must first decipher a simple code. Keep in mind that Hebrew is written from right to left, not left to right like in English. You must count 50 letters in this code in equal letter distances. By repeating this 50-letter sequence, you end up on the letters which spell the name Torah. It will spell it forwards and then backwards, except for the middle book. The middle book is Leviticus. The book of Leviticus is where the personal name of our God is found. Beginning with the book of Genesis, begin the count with the first Hebrew letter for T, then begin your count of 50. You will find that after counting the first 50 letters, you come to O. Then 50 more, you come to R. 50 more, and you come to H. When the first 50-letter sequence is completed, it spells Torah for Torah. Repeat this process for the book of Exodus, and you will get the same results. This sequence will not work for the book of Leviticus, so I would save it for last. Next, when you do the books of Numbers and Deuteronomy, begin your count with the Hebrew letter for H. Then 50 more and you come to R. And 50 more and you come to O. 50 more and you come to T. These 2 books will have the word Torah reversed from Torh to Hrot. This is where it spells Torah backwards in the book of Numbers and Deuteronomy. Now, for the center or middle book called Leviticus, you have to do something totally different here. You don't use a 50-letter equal letter sequence. Instead, you use a 7-letter equal letter sequence, counting 7 letters this time, not 50, from left to right. You end up on the first letter being Yod for Y, the next is He for H, the next is Vav for W, the next is He for H. Are you getting the picture already? These letters spell the letters YHWH. The book of Leviticus contains the Bible code for the true name of our God. His true personal name is Yahweh. Let there be no doubt. Isn't our God magnificent? Yahuwah. Thank you.